Hey guys, Fuchsia here. So today we're going to play, of course, the deck I've never been able to play because it always played Dark Prison Dragon, which I never had. It's Face Dragon. Pretty simple game plan. You ramp, and then you get to your storm and damage dealers, and then you just go face. And the new legendary Forte is actually pretty good. On the Crystallized 7, the dragons that it produces are actually pretty versatile and can help you out to control boards and stuff, and it really gets like a bit risky for you since you've been going face all your turns and ramping. So sometimes it does get kind of sticky in terms of the situation. But yeah, and then you can curve it out to a Roy, which has Enhance 8, clear the board, and like destroy one card. So that can be the Forte Amulet. So basically, turn 8, you can have a 5/9 ward that has last words destroy a follower, like a 5/5 dragon, and also this a 5/5 storm that deals 3 damage. So it's like 8 damage, and like you can evo it to get like a 7/7. So that's like 10 damage from this one card. So that's pretty good. And of course, you also have your normal finisher Gonagoza, and also these guys who just deal 4 damage to face. Easy game. So yeah, I'm finally playing this deck. At first I wasn't too good at it, but like I found a bit of a rhythm later. The difference between last expansion maybe it's like cutting the demonic calls maybe, because like honestly having more Fortes and like having less like demonic calls, and maybe even like if you want adding more early game is like better, I feel like, rather than having the calls, because you never want to play passive in this deck. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna show you the games. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first version we're gonna show is against Portalcraft. So in the first days of the expansion, Portalcraft was really scary, especially Artifact Portalcraft, because it seemed like it seems so strong, and it feels like the ladder was full of them, but I feel like it's kind of evened out. I feel like Artifact Portalcraft, I think Momo Jelly said this in the show match between Essia and Justin, but like Portalcraft feels like a class right now that can do basically anything. I think this is I forgot it's out. Maybe it's not Momo Jelly, but yeah, basically it's a class right now that can win against anything if you're skilled enough. But can sometimes just, you know, if you're not skilled enough, it just falls flat. So yeah, here we just ram.
What a wonderfully cruel world.
I didn't want to waste the 2 ramps because we weren't ramping into much either. But yeah, this is the basic game plan. Just ramp, and try to go face when you can. And then when you get a lot of play points on your side, you just start going ham with your face damage. Horizon from Dawnbreakers called this like basically a top deck deck, because basically if you're cutting the calls, yes, you get more cards that you can use for like tempo and stuff, but also you have to top deck those cards. Thankfully though, they didn't remove our board clear, Tiamat Omega, so we can do this. Hypersonic Dragonute, and also Razia. And here's the great thing about Tiamat, is that it's so versatile. Like you saw how it stabilized me, like healed me and also cleared the board. But it also like just gives us more potential face damage by making, oh my god, I can't talk. By making the followers sticky, by making them like can't be attacked. Plus, if it survives, it gets +1/+1, which is more face damage. So here we go. The reason I picked this one is because basically the most damage, and also like if it's destroyed, then we can just still like it'll pop back on. Like it has last word summon another one, so. And here we go, 3 damage from Razia. Of course, here's where Portalcraft kind of can shine, in the fact that they can like heal a lot if they go ham with paradigm shifts. But because we're not allowing this to be traded in, we're kind of like preventing that bit.
I'll get production up and running.
So yeah, it survives in the end, and it becomes a 6/5. Here, we just draw lethal. Didn't even need to use the 2 ramps. Easy game. Quite a fast game, but that's what Face Dragon is. They just want to blow up their face fast. Okay, second game I want to show was against Forestcraft. Forestcraft. I think I've talked more, enough about Forestcraft. Basically, it's all Sika. Sometimes it's Loxus, but like I feel like most people are playing Sika just because it's playing a fairy forest, just because it's new, and also like I feel like it's kind of easier to play than like Accelerate or like Loxus. I could be wrong though, because they are playing a Xeno Sagittarius. Here, the reason I keep the engineer at 1 is because I also pulled a Reggie. No, it is Fairy Forest, but yeah. The reason I did that is to get the ramp off of the Reggie. Because I didn't try any other ramp. This is not an amazing trade, because they can just trade stuff in, but like, you know, at least we ramped. Not caring too much about it. Next turn I could like I could Reggie into this, but like rather than that I just want to like compete on board a bit and then guarantee the Reggie ramp next turn. Basically. We're at 6 play points, so we can do a bit more than they can. They also didn't draw their Aria yet. But then I just top decked this, so I just played it and traded. Ramp, that's the name of the game. Now our Draconic Call calls our Fortes. Meanwhile, they're trading all their fairies, but the good thing is, this is the weakness of this deck. They don't have Aria yet, that's the weakness. They also have Roy, which is pretty good, but I don't feel like playing any card was worth it back there, so I didn't. Here's her Aria, finally playing an Aria, and then of course, Fairy Spam, Combo Spam, you know, everything that Fairy Forest does. I'm trying to deal as much damage as possible, because they've been falling behind in terms of damage quite a lot, because this deck is supposed to dish out damage like consistently every turn. But you know what? I just say go for it, because they're like at 11 HP and we just topped that Dragon Rearing, which is busted by the way. It gives +2/+2 and draws a card in Overflow. And then like on top of this, like we have lethal. It's basically 8, 10, 12. And I thought they couldn't possibly, like, they could, if they healed, then this would be a bad play, but like, I was really betting on them not healing because of their bot space. Their best play would have been to trade in both of them and then play the healing, then heal one off from my lethal. But thankfully they did not do that, so my gamble kind of paid off. And they didn't have lethal either, because they didn't because if you check the opponents, they don't have Storm with Seka yet either. Because I didn't give them much board to work with. So basically, this is an easy lethal for me. Let's evo this. Yeah, look at this. 12 damage without even having to go face. This card is pretty fair. Pretty fair. Alright, final game of the video against Havencraft. My dear old Havencraft. Also, this might probably be like a short video, because like how fast Dragoncraft wins. So yeah, I mean how fast it wins and loses, right? It's not like I keep winning with this deck. But when he does win, it's quite fast, in my experience. So Haven is slightly scary because they can obviously heal from you. Like both Sanctuary and like Amulet has heals. But we have quite a curve here. We can Exotic into Reggie and then go to Roy. And then our curve of ramp will be pretty good. Having Dragon Rearing ready too with this amount of ramp is also pretty good. This though, this is pretty troubling. This is Ward Haven. They don't have too many heals like the other two Havens, but they do have Sarissa. They do have Sarissa. So it's quite scary. Look at this. It's already a 4-4. And I have to damage it once first. Kind of scary. It's gonna grow. Oh, but they choose to trade, which I think is kind of a misplay. I guess they don't want me to like buff and like basically ramp again. But as you can see here, they just allowed me to like remove these easily. So I think that was a mistake. Even though it did prevent me from ramping. Which might be their main goal of doing that, but like I still have like more play points than you, right? Like, so not sure about that. Let's play it anyways though. I could play the Tiamat, but then the Anvil is coming out next turn anyway, so it'll be a wasted card. I had a bit of a thought about doing that, but I just thought 4 damage is way too much. Or even can just really just snowball that damage, especially with this. Like the Storm, and with the extra damage from this. Pretty scary. They also have that mini Ektar that can do 6 damage phase. And of course sometimes they also run Ra. And on top of that, you also can like have like just a bunch of damage with also John, the Dark John, which deals 5 damage. So yeah, to the rescue again, Tiamat Omega as like the one non-aggro. Like it's an aggro card for the Crystallize, but it's so versatile. It can be like something that like helps you out in this situation. And I just play the Razia. This is a ward, but it also does damage. I don't have an Evo anymore, so I'm not too worried about the thingy banishing it. The 2/2. I forgot the name. I think it was Sniper, but yeah. Took 6 damage there. Probably feeling confident though with this board flat and this a bit of recurring damage. But I do have the board clear and 3 damage phase. And that. And an Evo. So yeah, now I have a 9/9. And they have 2 HP. And I don't have anything else, so they just play a Sarissa. And hope, right? I mean, what else could you do? But, top deck. Top deck Dragon, man. Easy game. And there it is, the power of Phase Dragon. Alright, so those were the games, guys. Overall, usually I don't really enjoy Dragon decks, and I don't really play Dragon decks that much. Like, even with Phoenix Spears, even though I kinda like that deck, it was like, in like a moody deck, like if I'm in the mood, I'm gonna play that deck. This deck is like really fun, because I just go face and deal damage all the time. It's quite fun, and I like a bit of a gamble, and like, the way like, this only has Dragon Call for draw is kind of gambly, and I actually kinda like it. And like, there's so much Storm that it's satisfying to actually like get off your combo for like Forte and like Roy and just deal a bunch of damage to their face and just finish them off with the Kanagoza. It's quite fun. And I think it's not as obnoxious as like last expansion's Dragon, I think. You can disagree with that though. Anyways, here's the deck, guys. That was the games. I hope you're still having fun with the new expansion. Again, if you have any suggestions or like decks that you think are great and you want me to play, just leave them in the comments. Anyways, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, give me a sub. And like always, have a great day.